departed, they've still gone and won numerous domestic league titles, so they're in good shape. They've got a lot of quality players, and it's going to be interesting to see a few of them on show today.
You can see the empty seats at the... Porto won the Portuguese league for the 27th time and the 3rd season in a row last season. Just 1 point above Benfica. Napoli...
Seeing Varela playing, got a great physique for a football player and moves around the pitch well. Mangala at
the afternoon, which we'll see later on BT Sport, between the hosts Arsenal and the Turkish champions Galatasaray. Here's Quintero. He's caught slightly in a lunging challenge by Jemaili. Likes to let people know he's around, doesn't he, the Swiss international?
Certainly does. A little bit late, first challenge of the match. I mean, he did clip the ball, but you can't clip the ball and follow through other player nowadays.
For Quintero to charge forward. Not too many options, so he goes for goal himself. And I think that took a deflection on the way through. It is going to be a corner. It's the first real shot at goal from Porto, and it came from little Juan Quintero.
Yeah, nice break. I mean, a couple of mistakes in the central of the park. First by Napoli, and
here's the Colombian Quintero. That's got to have stung the cheeks of Callahan, who's gone down. He wasn't stood too far away. And they come in and headed over his own crossbar by Jemaili. Here's Quintero, but he can't keep possession.
And Napoli are trying to hit them on the break. But unfortunately, if you can't...
There by Josue, and the firm strike came in by Quintero, and it was a brave block on the edge of the penalty area by Jemaili.
It was a cracking strike, just took a deflection out for a corner, but, you know, Porto probing and getting a few shots off.
Corner delivered into the danger area, good defensive header away, running back towards his own goal.
Abramovich has changed and chopped and changed his managers at will, but still been very, very successful, winning leagues, Champions Leagues and all kinds of cups. So, you know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and obviously...
Flick it through towards Varela, just too much on the pass from the young Portuguese player. Been here a few times. Here's Quintero, lively in the early stages, good shallow corner, and that's comfortably headed away at the expense of a throw-in. To him by Josue. Fernando then couldn't quite get the shot away. Seems to find space whenever he's got the ball, Quintero.
Yeah, he's that type of player that the Portuguese, the Spanish tend to produce, them players that float around.
Quintero towards Varela, neat and tidy from Porto. The cross, though, defended by Fernandez. Wriggles away from Gambarini. Quintero to Josue, and then out towards Otamendi. And all during that time, you won't miss any of the game. Gilas looks for Varela in a more central position, and he's managed out. Herrera. And then Herrera fell.
Just jumping into the player, and rightly so. He had no intention of jumping for the ball there. And
it's in central midfield and not much in the final third. Herrera will try and change that now. Short ball to Quintero, and then towards Varela, intercepted by Zuniga, and played away towards Caleo, right in front of Rafa Benitez, but it's won back well by Alexandro. Early ball in by Quintero towards Gilas, and he completely lost his balance, did the Algerian. But
as we see, a first time cross there, and it just needed a skid in front there.
The ball off instead towards Quintero. For Chile with the cross, and it's a good take by Rafa.
Crosses here.
Quintero places the ball down. Porto have now been involved in 4 penalties in less than 1.5 matches at the Emirates Cup. Quintero with this free kick then. There's lots of power on that, but it just bent slightly too soon.
I think he knew whether it had deflected on someone.
But from the replays we've seen, it was no... Here's Quintero, and there's the half-time. Quintero back to Fuchile. Varela will... Herrera now towards Quintero. Quintero away from Hamšík. Good ball in towards Gilas. Past the goalkeeper and in. Fantastic equaliser from Porto, and you just knew Quintero would be involved.
Absolutely brilliant play by Quintero. The way he cut across the defender in the first place. And obviously a fantastic weighted ball. straight into Gilash's path, and a fantastic finish. A great run as well by Gilash, but it's all about that man Kintero. That run.
Some goal.
Realistically.
They're flooding forward here, the Porto player. A little bit of sloppy play from both sides. Now it's with Kintero, who... and then roll it back towards Alexandro, who in turn finds Quintero, who skipped away beautifully from Higuain and was then caught, and that quite rightly is going to be a free kick to FC Porto.
Fabulous turn by Quintero again. Just, I mean, first touch, second touch, he knows the picture behind him, he's got eyes in the back of his head, this lad, and, you know, lovely skill, lovely to watch, and won them a free kick. Porto.
Quintero standing over this free kick. Might just fancy his chances here. It's a long run-up and a decent low strike, which is cleared away by Higuain. The breaks for Quintero, who this time does give the ball away to Marek Hamšík.
Pass by Callahan.
Here's someone they can't give space to. Quintero, nor for Gala, and then cleared as far as Quintero with a wonderful flick towards Varela. There's a fantastic run feel to the game in the second half since the changes have been made. The likes of Hamšík and Higuain have certainly added to the mix. Certainly a better tempo forward from centre-back, and it's punched away again by Rafael.
Someone on him, put even more pressure on him.
It's for Napoli by Shamaili, which we saw him do a couple of times in the first half. But now they're on the attack with Varela, and Gilas wants the ball played in through the centre. Gilas, they might be in again here, Porto. This time Rafael can read it and run to the edge of his penalty area at the Emirates Stadium with Quintero on the ball. Quintero to Herrera. Porto can regather their thoughts and get back on the counter-attack with Herrera.
10, Juan Quintero.
Juan Iturbe for the last 19 minutes or so. And Quintero, Michael, quite rightly leading to a standing ovation. He's been a joy to watch today. Looks a real prospect, doesn't he?
He certainly does. He has been a joy to watch, and appreciative crowd there clapping him off.
Don't they? Well, there's the full-time whistle. Anthony Taylor blows the whistle, and despite the controversial penalty at half-time, the third goal by Luca providing Porto with a pretty comfortable victory here against Napoli in the Emirates Cup.